The National Treasury says if South Africa fails to address the identified deficiencies, that may result in the country being grey-listed. It says overseas regulators in the United Kingdom, United States of America, Japan, and China may restrict their domestic banks from transacting with banks in the country.
Our anti-money laundering system is really well behind international standards in its scope. And so when we've done the mutual evaluation, these are areas that have been highlighted, and other countries have moved on a long time ago. And these standards require countries to expand the regulatory framework to not just to a specified list of financial institutions, but also to designated non-financial businesses and professions.
In addition, the National Treasury says international countries may impose penalties and fines to South African financial institutions, and that there's also a risk of losing critical correspondent banking relationships with overseas banks, while the ability of local banks to expand globally will also be restricted.
The implications are certainly that cost of business goes up. It's certainly that regulators in foreign countries watch institutions much more closely that do business with institutions in the listed countries, so business becomes a lot slower. And the ability to enter new markets internationally become very restricted because the regulators of those markets become very protective of allowing institutions from a listed country into their markets. So the ability of our banks, for instance, to expand globally will become restricted.
Members of Parliament also criticized the National Treasury for taking too long to make these amendments, saying the deadline of October is around the corner. The amendments must be approved by Parliament. Lula Mamatya, SABC News, Parliament.